Stay right where you are. If you're tuning in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And make sure you tune in every Friday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I thought of this episode and gathering again. I usually write my podcast at the beginning of the week, but something kept hunching me like I need to talk about love, because certain people don't know what love is or haven't seen it presented to them. So they have a tendency of dealing with things in a different way that may not be the same as the people who had people there to love them. And that's okay. That's okay. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to have a good time tonight. If you can, make sure you spamming the likes. Make sure you share the podcast and the broadcast over here. And I greatly, greatly appreciate that. And ask yourself, which do you prefer? Do you prefer love me when it's easy or when it's heavy? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you prefer when it's hard. Which one do you prefer? I appreciate that. Everybody don't have that support system. So when I came up with being a podcaster, I said, let me be the footprints on someone's heart. I wanted to be the mirror. So when I talk a lot of times, it don't necessarily mean that it's me at all. It don't necessarily mean that it's me at all. It could be somebody I've known, or it could be a family member, a friend that went through this particular thing, so I'm able to talk about it. Okay? So again, share the live and share the podcast to somebody that you know that's struggling with love. If you really love me when it's hard. But anybody can love you. Y'all, as we set the tone, I want y'all to really focus on what I'm saying. I hate this. Alexa, pause. Easy love versus real love. Let's be honest. Is it easy to love someone when you're happy, healed, or showing up perfectly? When they're laughing or they're giving or pouring into you? It's easy, right? We don't have to go and search for their particular love. It's easy, right? But real love shows up when you're struggling, when you're quiet, and when you're not your best. And again, a lot of times we don't have example, or we don't have people in our lives that really care. So I tell people all the time, your people will come to you. You ain't gonna have to search for your people. Your people will come to you, but you need to be aligned with what you're asking for. You can't ask for something you can't even give yourself. So then you have to do a lot of soul search, a lot of shadow work, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not talking about tolerating disrespect behavior. I'm talking about emotional season. When I have an encounter with people that's broken, sometimes for me it's a struggle to have patience with that, because everybody is not where you are. So you have to keep that in mind, and you have to have a little patience, because I feel like this is my destiny. I'm being honest. I feel like this is what I'm called to do. So with that being said, I must oblige. I must oblige. So I have to have a little emotional. I have to been through some things. I have to. Because what's my purpose? If I'm just telling you something that AI made, So you got to ask yourself, what is your purpose? So don't ask for nothing that you are not aligned with. You can speak it, you can petition it, of course. But again, don't ask for something that you're not doing yourself. You shouldn't be tolerating disrespect or toxic behavior just because they tell you they love you, or just because they like to do what you like to do. Everybody have their own mind. Everybody built a certain way. Everybody tolerate things differently. But if you got to ask somebody, is this disrespect or love? You already know what it is. Trust your intuition, trust yourself. Nobody else. I'm just being real. When it comes to spirituality, I tell people trust yourself and nobody else. Trust you to do what you need to do for you. You know? So we all have them. We've all been there. When love gets uncomfortable, sometimes loving someone means being patient when they're overwhelmed. Again, I have more patience than a lot of people do because I've been through things and I understood and I underwent a lot of things. So when people are overwhelmed with certain things, if a mod over here, can you please remove Ricky for me, please? So when things get uncomfortable, being patient is something you need to have. Giving grace when they're not communicating perfectly. Choosing understanding over ego. Make sure you understand. Just because you wouldn't do it, that don't mean it's not perfectly fit for them. So, love can get uncomfortable. But you got to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. You can't already be comfortable and feel uncomfortable at the same time. You know, being patient, it's a daily struggle. It's a daily struggle. But we all want to make it in, right? We all want to see the bigger picture, right? We all want to see the afterlife. So, if you want someone to be patient with you, be patient with them. You know? And if you're so overwhelmed, step back. Step back and then come back. That's what you can do. Give grace. Give grace when they're not communicating. I am a Gemini and we are the rulers of communication, but being rulers over communication, I know how to show up. I have a way with people. I know how to talk to people. Sometimes it could just be your tone, how you present it. And when it's like that, repackage it. Repackage that. You know? Don't keep delivering the way you deliver it. And sometimes you don't know yourself because nobody never took the time or they thought that you was always this confrontational person. So they like, oh no, I don't want to deal with them. They don't know how to communicate. You know? At all. So when love gets uncomfortable, here's the balance. You can love someone through a hard moment without losing yourself in the process. You definitely can. You can love someone through a hard moment without losing yourself in the process. If you feel like it's too much, then step back and then come back. You know, don't stay back. Step back, woosah, thank you for sharing the live, and come back. You can love someone through all of their hard problems, but what you cannot do is fix them. And I think that's where a lot of people mess up with, is trying to fix them. Like, we are not we're not your mother, we're not your father. I can't fix you. You know? Because love should be supportive, not self-sacrificing to the point of exhaustion. I shouldn't have to give you me all the time, every time you call, and then when I get off the phone with you, it's exhausting, it's draining. You know? Why is it draining? Little do you not know, instead of participating or listening, draw back, pull back. And if it's too bad and it's all the time, then now we need to do some cutting. We need some scissors cutting. Because he's exhausted when I talk to you. So now, again, I got to put me first because you're going to put you first all the time. Gamble on yourself. Bet on you. If you crap out, not we crap out. You know? Love should be supported. I'm not giving you my arm and you not willing to give me another arm just in case my other arm get chopped off. Like, no. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the gift. So I'm not going to continue to give you me and you give me nothing. I need you to show up. I need you to be there when it matters. When it matters the most, I need you to be there. I definitely do. You got to learn how to balance it. And I tell some people, don't just go on and go on. I'll feel better tomorrow. Well, it's not important. It's your life. You only get one life to live. The difference between hard time and the difference between toxic love. This is where people get so confused. Now, I don't want to get too deep in it. We'll be here all night now. Love me when it's hard. It doesn't mean accepting disrespect. It doesn't mean ignoring red flags. Staying in the cycle that drains you. You call all types of B's and H's, but I still tell you I love you when I get through. I've never been the one of those type of verbiage. Because to me, those type of words are fighting words back in my day. When I'm grown, I'm not my 80s baby. So when we say those type of things, that means it's serious, it's getting serious. And so guess what? Now I need to remove myself because now it's too serious to the point where we need to be fine. But this day and age, I don't have time to go to no prison or jail simply because we not seeing eye to eye and you being disrespectful. Hey, like the song says, I don't know what you do for your respect, but I die for mine. So to avoid all that, you just, and I just go that way. Notice the red flags inside of people. It doesn't have to be because you're in a relationship with somebody romantic. That's the only time I look at red flags when you're in a relationship. No, friendship have red flags too. You don't want to be tangled up in something and be 20, 30 years later and you realize you were the only one supporting this friendship. You were the only one showing up. You was the only one giving. You was the only one there. No. Yes. Yes. When it gets tough, a lot of people run. Yes. So we need to practice this to show up for people. Start showing up for people. And not because they're your mom or your dad. I had a friend and my friend ended up opening a business. In his business, he needed some references to something else. And so I said, well, hey, go ahead and use your cousin because your cousin is a photographer in this particular area. And do you not know he didn't want to use the cousin? And he didn't even give me a reason why. See, that's when people get to being greedy. All the way. Being greedy all the way. Like, why is this about you? Why is it about you? Why are you greedy when it comes to being friends? Y'all, I'm telling you, pay attention. And so he didn't want to use her as a photographer, but then he was like, after I got through preaching it and telling him, he began to see it, but he was like, well, I didn't think about it in a way. It should be one hand washes the other. I would prefer you to refer me to somebody that you know than to refer me to somebody that you don't know. And then it'd be chaotic. And now I can't get the situation fixed. And my pictures are all messed up. Everything is out of order. So to avoid all of that, I would rather you send me to somebody that you know because, hey, you are firsthand. So why am I being stingy? You tell me you need your hair done. I know somebody that you tell me you need somebody to get some shoes. I know somebody that. We need to keep it in the circle. And I think that's a lot of times how our people don't understand the commonwealth, the black wealth, because we're too busy going outside of the circle. And I'm going to leave that conversation on this for another day and another time. So there's a difference between someone having a hard moment and someone creating a hard pattern. One deserves grace. The other requires boundaries. Set those boundaries. And don't you feel bad because you setting those boundaries. You know, you says, I'm tired of showing up for people and can't get that back. Absolutely. I can't get that in return. It's draining. So again, you have to set those boundaries in place. And just because you choose boundaries over your life, that doesn't mean you're a bad person. That just means I love me. I'm showing up for me. Like, come on. Safe love perspective. Safe love says, I'm here for you, but I won't love myself trying to keep you. We hurt ourselves trying to keep you. We love ourselves trying to keep you. But in return, once you sit down and analyze your life, you hurting you. You hurting you. It's consistent, it's understanding, but it's also self-aware and self-respecting. So I must respect myself first. I must love myself first. I cannot keep showing up for you and I'm not getting what I need for me. And I can get what I need, but I'm too busy helping you. I don't have the time. I'm busy helping you. That's problematic for me. Very. The right person won't, judge you. They won't. Your people will find you. They will gravitate towards you. I'm not talking about the leech people. I'm talking about authentic people. When you show up for yourself and then you show up for others, people will see you. But if you just show up for others and not yourself, people ain't going to see you. They ain't got time for you. Because at some point, you're going to not show up for them. And so seeing that as an example, then now we're all collapsed. So we got to stop showing up for people that don't show up for us. Love on yourself. Show up for yourself. Be there for yourself. Care for yourself. Because when you draining, you bring yourself down with stress. And stress, now you can't function for yourself. You don't have the time. So be consistent. Give somebody else the same grace you give yourself after you got yourself together now. Notice that's the key thing. After you gotten yourself together. I need for you to show up for you. If you're going through a bind and you call a friend and you don't never ask them for anything, but this one particular time, you need this friend to come through and this friend don't come through, I'm politely taking my scissors and cutting it off. Over here, Jay says, it made me mean. I can definitely understand that. I can understand that, Jay. I truly can understand that. And I hate that happens sometimes. And sometimes you will sit alone and be alone for the rest of your life simply because you've fallen into the trap. But think about it. If your hands are closed, there's nothing can get in. So if you're looking for a particular friend, and it doesn't have to be relationship-wise, it can be platonic. If you're looking for a friend to show up, you got to be open, willing. You got to show up, And so I hate when that happens, and I can also see that happening. I can see that. And not just saying for you, Jay, in particular. I can see that in general with a person. I can see that making them mean. I can see that making a person become a bully. I can see that making a person become angry. I can see that in a person making them not be lovable or giving love. I can see that. I can. I'm afraid to trust anyone. I can see that. When you've been burnt so many times, I can see that. But you know what? Excuse me, you don't have to shut yourself off completely. You can start with a silver spoon, extended longer than time, and then you can, like what I said, draw back, and then you can, and then you can draw back, and then you can, and then you can draw back. So you can give your own measurements. You know, you can definitely do that. You can definitely do that. Safe loves. It always say that I'm here for you. I've been burnt as well, but my heart is still pure. I don't want to I didn't want to become bitter. And that falls under the category or around the area of being mean. So I didn't want to do that. So I decided to make a change. And it didn't stop me. But I began to watch people and learn how to fix it. I stopped listening. I stopped watching different videos, different shows. Because what I'm feeding is what I'm eating. And then now is what I'm spitting. So I knew that I needed to change that. And I have children. So I was determined to fix that because it's important to me after life. You thinking you won't be aware of anything? Oh, yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You gone and you thinking you are. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. The right person is not going to judge you. They're going to embrace you. I love those type of friends. You remember growing up in high school, you had those friends. Y'all used to argue and you used to fight all the time, but then later on you'll be back. You know, there's no more friendship. It's now if we fall out, we just fell out. There's no repairing. And sometimes it be petty once you get to the root of it. I fell out with you because you didn't help me tie my shoe. I fell out with you because you didn't go to the club with me. I fell out with you because you didn't go to the restaurant with me for dinner. I fell out with you because you didn't do my hair. I fell out with you because you didn't cut my hair. I fell out with you because you didn't give me $2 on a meal that I needed and I knew you had it. Those are awkward things. Why are we falling out because of that? Why? And then now something is going on psychologically. It is. It is. Something is going on. You said there's taking a chance. I get that. I get that. I get that. But you got to take a chance because somebody took a chance on you. Even with giving you life, somebody took a chance on you. So try not to be so hard. Because when you're hard, it's hard for people to love you. And I'm going to be honest. Some of the elderly people, which is our parents, if you were born in the 80s, if I would say the ones that are still alive now is in the 40s, born in the 40s and the 50s, they are set in their ways. They sit there like a tree planted by the water. They sitting there. They don't even have the magnitude of having the wherewith to even understand what love is. And some people get that misconstrued because I buy you clothes. Me being on the other side of this, I had all the stuff that people have, I had a two-way pager. I had a cell phone. All that was materialistic things. But me being on the side that I'm on now, I would rather have had the love of a parent than all of those materialistic things. I would have rather had that. You said, Jay said, that's how I protect my feelings. But then you protecting your feelings like that, but you still feel the way you do. So that's not protecting your feelings, love. Because you still feel the way that you do. So I would rather have the love of a parent than have all of those materialistic things. Because, hey, two-way page, you couldn't love me back at all. So food couldn't love me back. It was good, but it couldn't love me back. So it's time to do something different. If what you was doing for a long period of time have not been working for decades, it's time to do something different. No, you do not think you're supposed to sit up there and die and that's it. That's not the way your life's supposed to be set up. Protect yourself in another way. Shutting down is not a way to protect yourself. You can have boundaries. You can make things clear. Again, it's all in how you're presenting the package. It's all in how you're presenting the package moving forward. If sometimes you have this little way with people and people tell you, if every time people telling you you're rude when you talk, guess what? You're rude. You're rude. There's no such thing as that's just the way I am. You're supposed to be continue growing, continue evolving. Don't get stagnant. Move. So if it ain't been working, hey, let's do something different. Let's do something different. We gotta do something different. We got to. So in closing, so if you take anything from this episode, let it be this. You deserve a love that can handle real love, but not one that creates chaos and call it love. Let me say it for the people in the back, for the people that's watching behind the screen, not really coming forward to the scene, making their presence be known. I can feel you behind the screen. I'm going to say it again. So if you take anything from this podcast, let it be this. You deserve a love that can handle real love, but not the one that creates chaos and call itself love. If it's chaotic, it's not love. Always changing the trajectory is not love. You always trying to manipulate the trajectory, it's not love. Love me when it's hard. If you see I'm going through it and you see I'm struggling with something, continue to hold on to me. Because you know I'm going something. You feel the stuff that I'm going through. Have a heart and be compassionate for other people. Show up for people. It's not just about you. Just because it's your life, it's not just always about you. What are you doing for the community? What are you doing to help other people? Or are you just sitting behind the screen? You just talking shit? My favorite line, how is that going to help you? How is that helping you? You sitting up here looking at all these folks' business. You got so much to say, and your shit is fucked up. How is that helping you? Somebody told me on another live yesterday. They said Jada Pinkett was, I'm going to say allegedly supposed to be pregnant. After I did my investigation, there was nothing. There was just a rumor. But the person that was telling it was already pregnant. And then I said, how is that going to help you? This is rich people problem. How is that going to help you? You know? Worrying about other people's problems and yours is jacked up. How is that going to help you? It's not. Love me when it's hard, but also love me in a way that it feels safe, it's steady, it's real, it's pure. Stop getting tied up and tangled up and being friends with people that you know is not going to show up for you even in your death. If you know that they ain't nothing, stop confusing them with being something because they bought you lunch at work. You just an associate. You just an associate. You just a constituent. You ain't my friend. Nah. If this episode spoke to you, share this episode with someone who needs it. I want you to please don't forget to follow the Safe Love Podcast for more real conversation about love, healing, and choosing better. You deserve better. With that being said, that is the end of the podcast that I have for on a Friday night. I enjoy always sitting and talking to my people and being real. If anything that I said is prick your heart, don't forget to click the link in the bio. You can email me, you can call me, whatever you need to do to express yourself or get yourself out. If I don't get back to you immediately, I will text you in a timely manner. And just remember, I am human too. That is it for now. See you on the next episode of the Safe Love Podcast.